Do we have sound now? Are we good? Yeah, it's always fun. You know what? My best intros, every single time, my best intros are always fouled by Tony's whatever.
All right,
I'm just gonna blame him. Okay, well, we are back with Kindle. I feel like I put too many enunciations. Kindvall. So like, just pretend there's not a D in there. Kindvall. Yeah, Kindvall? Kindvall. There we go. All right, we're back with Kindvall Custom Leathers. Or we're back with, there he is. Look at that.
Hello.
That beautiful snazzy man that sent me my new favorite mug and my new favorite shoes.
And shirt.
And yeah, and all, I am accessorized. We are all accessorized. We love it. It's fantastic. So we are back. We on Wednesday, we got to this point of our shoe. Tony's shoe specifically. And so today he's gonna teach me how to sew it up. I'm excited. I got stuff ready. All right, Nick,
Yeah.
you take it away.
And we're done.
Look at that! And it's over. Thanks, guys. Have a good weekend.
This is only one part. We got to make two because Tony has 2 feet.
Son of a
You
gun.
have 2 feet.
And you notice
And one of them is a lefty.
this might be the left shoe too. So he's on brand.
It would have been
All
real
right,
good if
so-
it was on the right shoe, though.
He wanted his initials on the other shoe, so there we go. Now you know.
Larry. Anthony Larry.
Larry. All right. One thing before we get started. When we left off last time, I was yammering on about eyelets, and you were seeing have a big old struggle bus on Twitch. So I want to kind of address what I was doing. We'll switch here. So we got eyelets in over here. And I left one to go so I can kind of show you how I fixed things. If you run into this problem, there's a way to fix it. So I still ran into a little bit of a thickness issue. I could have skived a little bit more, but it mainly had to do with my lining. This, I think it's lamb or goat. It's super soft and kind of puffy. So it was just a little bit thicker than the goat I used for Liz's shoe. Her shoe went together like perfectly okay with the eyelets. These ones fought me for a long time, and I went through like half a box of eyelets.
Oh my gosh.
So to fix my problem, all I did was I took a punch. I just took like a 1/2 inch punch, and I took out a little plug of the lining leather, and I didn't hammer it or anything. I just took it and twisted it and pulled it out with some pliers until it came out clean. So then I can put the eyelet in and set it. And it's basically just countersunk in there. And this is what it turns out to be. So, other way.
Lovely.
There we go. So it doesn't look too bad. It's not perfect. Like, you know, if you see on Liz's shoe, they look like they're supposed to, but this still works in it. You won't ever see the underside when the shoe is actually, you know, laced up and together.
Yeah, everything's perfect.
Sometimes you just have to hide the. The discoveries. It's not the mistakes or
It's the
infallibility.
discoveries that
The
you've
discoveries that you've made, sometimes you have to hide them.
I always like the term Adam Savage uses. He likes to say he's hiding his crimes. So I have one more eyelet to set. I gotta do this live so I know I can do this live on the first try.
By
And I'm
eyelet,
gonna
he
set
means
myself
grommet.
up for success, and I'm gonna really press it down, and we're gonna pray that we get this on the first try.
With his
Here we
crazy
go.
mega pliers.
It'd help if I did it the right way, though. I did it backwards, and I was like, what the heck did I just do?
Sorry, I put on my camera switch so
Oh.
I can see.
Perfect. First try.
Look
See?
at that beautiful roll.
We're there. All right. We can start sewing a shoe together now. So everything we did last time was the leather working part. Now we're just assembling things together. So since last time, all I did was punch all the holes on the bottom, punch the eyelets and add the eyelets in, and then add in whatever stamps you want. I have a foil stamper, so I can add in like a fancy little stamp. But other than that, we're ready to go. So the kit comes with usually some thread and this big needle. And
Hey, Nick, hang on just a second. We had somebody on Twitch ask about those pliers real fast. So you want to tell them where you found those pliers?
sure. In my smart wisdom of planning, when I first made my original pair of these, I didn't have things to set eyelets with. So when I got to that point, I was like, shoot, now I have to wait to order some things to set eyelets with. So I went over to Hobby Lobby, just hoping they would have something that would work. And they have this fancy little gizmo. It's like for paper crafters almost. It's like an eyelet setter that has multiple little twisty bits up here for different sized eyelets. It's got like a hole punch for the eyelets on top here. Even like it has like a little measuring depth device, so you can.
It's like the Swiss Army knife of punches.
Yeah.
Right. It's all in one package for punching holes and installing eyelets.
And you got it at the Hobby Lobby.
Yep, I got lucky that night, so I was able to finish my shoes. But you don't have to have this fancy looking rig here. It's just what I had at the time.
The sneaker kit yourself, we went and looked. I know Chicago Shoe was kind of out of some sizes. Maker's Leather Supply was out of a lot of sizes, and then Tandy, I believe, was also out of the sizes that they carry.
I mean, they each have some sizes available in some of the 3 colors. So
Loden, maybe Loden was another.
no, I think those are the only 3 that I found.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyways,
Where'd you get yours, Nick?
I got mine at Maker's Leather Supply.
Okay.
And you got to just kind of keep an eye out. Like usually when they get them back in stock, they go pretty quick. They're pretty popular.
Yeah.
So basically, when you get the kit, you'll get the soles, the little insole thing, and some thread and a needle. And the needle they give you, highly recommend using it because it's really long, and it definitely helps when you're threading the toe. Mm. So to get started with this, we start by sewing on this back portion here. And Liz, if you look on the inside, there will be a little arrow. It's kind of hard to see, but it will be towards the back of the heel.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see a little arrow.
Yep.
That'll be impossible to pick up on the camera, but I promise it's there. That's where we're going to start and line up that little V.
Well, the little notch. Okay.
Let me see if I can show it on the camera for here.
It's very faint, like it's molded into the rubber, so it's kind of hard to see.
There it is. There it is. Right here.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I'm already ahead of you right now because I made a mistake yesterday. When I was going to finish the other shoe, you're supposed to go through and I pre-punch these little holes here. with an awl, or you can use a needle. It's not super hard to do. It's a thinner part right there. It just helps when you're sewing later. So I have already got that part done. So you'll have to just go through and quickly punch all those. And we didn't really look at this much last time. This is just the toe piece and tongue. I didn't do anything fancy with this this time. It's just the single piece of the base leather. And I punched the holes. And when I punched the little shoelace keeper out, I punched a little hole on each end of the cut so it doesn't have a tear point there, and it's
Gives it
around.
a little relief.
Yeah. And that's basically all I did to that. I did no skiving. All I did was bevel the edge to make it look good. Do whatever you need to do to finish it out the way you want. If you do veg tan, burnish the edges, that kind of thing. On my original pair, it's probably going to be impossible to see. But I was trying to be all smart and builder, like Bob the Builder, building the best shoes. And I kind of reinforced the toe piece. So I'm going to try to show you what that looks like if I can.
You mean make a steel-toed shoe?
No, it's just veg tan.
How comfortable are they? I know Liz has one on now, but you've wore both shoes at one time, yes?
Yeah. I wore it for a day. They're actually pretty darn comfortable. Only I have wide feet, so my dogs were barking at the end of the day. So I'm gonna try to make a new pair and get.
Liz, would you say it's close? Would you say it's close to a Converse shoe?
Yes.
The feel of it?
Yeah.
The sole itself feels like it's going to be not as flat as the Converse are. But with the sole being removable like that, man, put an insert in there. Use this as your trim piece and then get yourself a gel insert if you need a gel insert.
Sure. So when I first did this, I reinforced the toe piece here, and you can kind of see where that veg tan is. I skived the very top of it so it just feathered out into the tongue piece there, so you don't really feel it. But it just gave the toe a little bit more rigidity. You don't need to. I thought it would hold the shape a little better. But these are perfectly fine the way they are. But if you want to go the extra 9 miles, you can upgrade this shoe any way you want.
Yeah, dig it. That's a good looking piece of hippo too.
It is.
Wonder where that came from.
Just this live shopping thing, this one company does,
Yeah.
So Liz, are you done?
I am. I'm ready.
Sweet. Thread. We will need, they say to go about 3.5 times the shoe, going around.
Okay.
I go 4 just to have a little extra.
Thread's cheap. Sore fingers aren't.
So you're not going to do this like a traditional saddle stitch. We're going to do this more like a weaving in and out kind of thing.
Okay.
So you'll only need one end of thread with a needle on it.
Okay.
So let me just double check and make sure I got this right. So I'll go times 4. And it helps with you don't have a rolly chair and thread on the ground.
Yeah.
How do you spell tongue? You spell tongue just like that, Dean. Tongue. He was thinking like beef tongue. I guess if you use cow, then it is a beef tongue.
Yep, it could be.
If you use hippo, then it's a hippo tongue. Tounge.
Yeah, that word is always difficult for me to spell.
Unless you spell it like Abigail, and then there's probably a couple F and maybe a Q in there. Wonder if anybody's been to Toussaint lately.
I mean, I was there not too long ago.
Yeah.
I feel like that was lately. If we're gonna,
It's like a foreign country.
All right. Here we go. I got untangled now. So you're just gonna thread your needle on one side like you would normally do for a saddle stitch.
She's a
Got
heavy
it.
Cool.
And then she did the poke back on it.
Sure did. I poked it back.
So that's all you need to do to get sewing.
Okay.
All right. Now, we're going to grab our main body piece here, locate where our little notch is, and start from the inside. Ooh, wrong. All right. So I like to pull it through a little bit so I don't get lost. And then you'll go from the inside of the shoe and find the little arrow. And you'll go through the inside to the outside.
How much of a tag do you leave when you pull it through?
I usually leave about 6 to 8 inches maybe. I like to leave extra just in case you pull it through.
Yeah.
What thread are we using, Chevy?
It's just the thread that came with the kit.
Yep.
Right.
Thread that came
And
with
you
the
can
kit.
use whatever color you want, like, you know, if you have some that you like.
1 millimeter, 0.8, does it matter?
I would go on the thicker side, like 1 millimeter, or even like I think it's like 1.2. You can fill in this groove pretty well with a thicker thread and it'll look better.
Yeah.
I did my first pair, I think it was 0.8. And I used tiger thread.
That doesn't look bad.
And it filled it in pretty good, but you know,
I've heard about.
will work better.
So,
right.
Nick, are we not gluing any of this in? Is that correct? Okay, there you go.
It is sewn in. So I'll leave about 6 to 8 inches of a tag on the inside. And this gets kind of tricky for the first few stitches because it's just the leather is just kind of floating there. But then you'll go back one hole towards the heel.
Are we whipping around in a loop? Or are we okay.
You'll go around the shoe twice.
Okay. So guys, we still are gonna get a saddle stitch at the end. You're just not doing it with 2 needles. You're doing it differently.
Well, you're not getting that lock stitching. This is more of like a whip stitch.
Yeah.
And it works out kind of this way because they have this like extra channel towards the toe. So if you did a saddle stitch, you'll get here, then you have to go down,
start over again,
and back around, and you'll just be sewing it like twice.
Yeah.
So then once you go through that back hole once, you can start going forward and just start weaving in and out.
Okay, so I shouldn't go around the back of the shoe. I should start working my way forward.
Yeah, just go forward. You're just going back one to lock it in.
Okay.
I've heard about a new company that's going to be carrying tiger thread. Have you heard about them?
Yeah, I have. I am familiar.
Wax, cotton, polyester. It comes with a thread. Just use a good thread that you want to use. That is probably
Wax. Some sort of a wax thread. Wax hand sewing thread.
One that's going to deter anything that you might be stepping on to be soaked into the thread to make it easily cleanable. But probably you're not going to be running out through cow pastures in these shoes, Liz.
Yeah, I don't do a lot of that.
Just a quick note when you're sewing this and how tight you want to be pulling on this thread. The first pass, everything will look like wrinkly and wiggly because you're putting tension on one side of the sole, so that rubber will flex the way the tension goes. Mm-hmm. You'll be able to get rid of that on the second pass, but don't wrench down too hard on the thread and make it too much of a wrinkle.
Keep your wrinkles slight.
And it'll be easier to show once you get going.
So what would you say, Nick, from a start to finish on this sneaker kit, time-wise?
I mean, you could, if you're working at a pretty good pace and you have a sewing machine and a skiver, you could get this done in a day, I think.
Yeah. Lurk away, Pop. Thank you.
When you get to the intersection where it starts going down to the second row, let me know.
I'm there. I mean, I'm just at the first hole.
Okay. So when you get to that intersection, just go down.
Okay.
And just keep going and do that second row.
Like when I get to where the line goes down, obviously?
Yep. Okay. When you get to that intersection.
Yeah.
You'll just go down.
The intersection, Liz, where the two roads converge.
Yep. You just follow that down, do all those holes, and then you'll just hit the reverse and do those holes. So you'll have a completed
Gotcha. Road. Okay. Sounds good.
Yes, I would say they're fashionable city non-utilitarian use. Sandals with sides.
Breaking things.
They're like city wear, like high heels. I think I've only seen you in high heels once.
Well, I'm not going to wear high heels to work. That would be ridiculous.
Okay, I was just making a statement. Jeez.
Yeah.
Just got lamb blasted there.
So you can kind of see there's like a little wiggle happening. That's okay.
How come you don't got no wiggle, Liz?
Because I bead. I don't know. I really don't have a wiggle.
My little technique when I'm sewing this is I'll go in, and then when I come out, so I'm always pulling when the thread is on the outside of the shoe.
Oh, see, I pull when it's on the inside of the shoe.
Huh. You got a little wiggle.
You'll want to pull when it's outside, especially when you get to the toe part.
Okay. It's
just easier to kind of see what you're doing.
That seems unfortunate.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
What happened?
Oh, I got a wiggle out a knot.
And then when you come back to that little intersection, that's when you'll add in the next piece.
Okay.
You're like a fast stitcher.
Yeah. See, if nobody's ever done any weaving before, like I that's what I did when I started here. Pick up beads and you go, and you pick up beads and you go. This is what it reminds me of. Until I tie a nice little knot in my thread.
Liz, you're getting behind.
I know. I'm upset right now. I was winning.
This is where I think you and I start to even show more of how much we are alike. Chad always used to say, he's like,
What happened?
it doesn't always have to be a competition. And I was like, why? Because we're just walking to another area. So? Boom, I'm gonna print my paper up first.
All right, Nick, I call a timeout. Son of a gun.
You did it good.
Yeah, I sure did.
I am almost ready to reverse on the second.
Dang it.
Reverse.
This is why I like bead thread better. It's not sticky.
I like to stand up when I do this since I'm dealing with such a long thread.
Uh-oh, Nick, you froze.
Uh-oh. What happened?
The universe is in my favor. That's what happened.
This isn't fair.
Well, that's what she was saying because she tied her knot. Her
Son
thread.
of a gun.
My phone decided it wanted to give me other notifications that didn't matter.
Come on, little phone.
Come on.
Oh, it's working its way there. Oh, maybe you covered up the light.
Come on. You can do it.
Have you ever tried to use a speedy stitcher on this or seen anybody try to use a speedy stitcher? A speedy stitcher.
The needle probably wouldn't be long enough.
I don't think so either. So as soon as I said the speedy stitcher, Abigail looks at me because I don't. It was maybe when Andrew was here and we were doing the video on the speedy stitcher, and I just kept saying it like a doofus. So I didn't leave you any place to answer that, Nick. I asked you a question and I never let you answer.
Jeez, it's like a competition.
Yeah, I can talk longer than you can if you want to try. And plus mine will cover you up, so then they can't even hear you because I can talk over the top of you. And I may not even have to take a breath, and I can just spit out words over and over and over.
Hey, Liz.
Yeah.
You got that finished shoe right there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She also has an awl.
You know, you could just give him a good whacking with it. I wouldn't tell anybody.
You know, I wouldn't either.
Oh, I bet you the Wackatoni may be behind Liz.
Okay, I'm
Maybe not.
ready to add in the next piece. So I have ended inside on the last hole. So my thread's on the inside. So we'll basically do it how we started. I'll take the needle wherever it is. Make sure you have the right toe for the correct side.
The correct toe.
And then just go from the inside.
What do you think about a jerk needle?
Continue
Just use the needle that it comes with.
through the next hole.
Yeah, when you buy the kit, you will get the needle, so you won't be buying a new tool. They send you the needle to use with it.
Yep, and this one is like blunted. It has like a round tip on it.
It's got like a little point on it, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, you won't poke yourself.
What size do they come in? Liz has the 40s. Mine's are 43s, so they're European sized. I think they come in just about any size you would want.
And
you just have to find them in stock.
When you're buying these, you just have to convert your size. Maker's Leather Supply has a handy little image on all of the sizes that you can look at and convert your American size to European.
Or in your shoe that you have, that's just currently on your foot, you can look inside of it, and it may have that sizing in there.
So this is the hardest part of the sewing, which is the toe part. Later on, I'll show you kind of how I've found is the easiest way to do it.
I won. I'm probably gonna lose, but I won.
I'll just tell Chevy that his camera froze again, so you can get caught back up.
Thanks.
Honestly, she has the advantage because she probably has way smaller hands than I do. And it gets kind of tricky reaching inside the shoe. But basically the same with the toe area. It's the same, just weaving in and out. Nothing different.
What a great concept for this company to do.
Yeah, like I said, like on Wednesday, I feel like the part of shoemaking that's the hardest is building your soul.
Yeah, that's why I say this isn't even really shoemaking. It's like, you're just getting a flavor for it.
A shoe constructing. That way you can say, have you ever made, somebody says, because that's always when you do leather work, oh, have you ever made any shoes for yourself? As a matter of fact, kind of.
But that's kind of the beauty of this project is anybody can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when I'm coming out, when I'm coming out on this, on the top of the little raceway again, on that intersection, do I put the toe in there?
Yeah, so when you get to when you come back up to the top row, that hole where it's at the intersection, go through it into the shoe, and then you'll add in the toe piece. So you'll start by
that very first hole,
the back of the toe piece, and then into the sole.
Which hole are we using
on the toe piece?
On the toe piece. This hole?
The first one. Don't use
the cute little two.
Yeah, don't use those two. Those will be the last holes you sew.
Okay.
Got it.
We're on our way again.
But this project is so easy to do. It's silly. You can make it as complicated as you want.
Yeah, and if you Google, what was I Googling? Leather sneakers. There was lots of different type of patterns that were on there. Find a couple that go together, and then just take that paper pattern that you print out from the sneaker kit and make it out of paper. And if it works there, then start to make it out of leather.
This is why I like doing this standing up, is because I start to get tied up in a knot on the rest of the shoe.
Yeah.
I was worried there for a second. I was like, am I off a hole or something? But you just gotta kind of weave through the next holes and it'll work itself out.
Just realized I haven't put my Facebook chat up over here, so we can't see. Whoop.
Okay.
Oh, and then I gotta go like all the way across this. Pardon me while the Facebook chat comes across the screen. an eyelet down below.
So that's the other shoe. This was the first shoe I sewed up. And you can see like I still have some of the wrinkles in there.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just not knowing how this was going to go together, because in the original like sneaker kit video directions they did, they tell you not to pull very tight on the toe part. Well, it's important to match your tension going back the other way,
Yes.
or else you'll get those wrinkles.
Did these say anything like if they're a non-slip shoe or anything like that?
I mean, it's a rubber sole. It's really grippy. So I'm not sure.
Throw some water down on the ground and then try to slip on it and see what happens. If you fall, then no, they're not non-slip. But just make sure you fall into padding.
And then just don't
I'm-
sue anybody for being dumb.
I am ready to start joining everything together now.
Hey, me too.
Cool. So basically, the same way you ended or started on the other side, joining the main piece to the toe piece, you'll just do the same thing. You'll start from the inside and transition into the next piece, but then you'll go directly into doing that bottom row.
So directly into doing the little raceway down there.
Yep, that little extra support.
Oh. Somebody says, "What? I wonder what they would look like if I made it from some of that ghost leather." I think it'd look pretty cool.
Okay, so you're going through the first hole to secure the two pieces together to the sole.
Yep. Hey, Tangled Up, does that link even work? Does anybody know if that link even works to the Discord anymore? How do you get wrinkles out of the toe? The wrinkles start to come out as we go around the second time, I believe is what we were saying.
Yep. So we've only done half the stitch. So you'll have gaps between these holes where there's no thread.
Yeah.
Maybe. There we go. That little tag on the inside gets kind of annoying because you'll want to pull your thread you're sewing with, but then you'll grab that tag.
Oh, I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
Some cowhide that has tried to loop into your shoe here.
You know what? I have literal hair in everything that I do because I have 5 dogs. So.
Well, I was setting you out for success right here to start. This is Chevy Guy, John. Thanks, JSP. Brenda says she can never get the Discord onto Discord with the link. Do you have a Discord account, Brenda? It also is kind of tricky to get a Discord account set up. They want to make sure that you are an actual person as well, so that they don't get people that just want to come and advertise and do knuckleheaded things in Discord.
They don't want a million bots ravaging their algorithms.
Well, they do have bots that are on there, but people put bots purposely on there to do other automations.
Like
So
on
yes,
Reddit.
it had to. Yep. I'd say it's like a mix between like Facebook and Reddit. What?
Being a knucklehead is kind of my specialty on Discord.
Yeah. It's kind of mine my skill everywhere. Says it was expired.
Shucks, Chevy.
What happened?
What happened?
Well, I went to I didn't go far enough with my hole, so I have to pull out. I went one hole too soon to put my tongue back in, or to put the backside of my soles back in.
So this is what you're saying is I have time to get really ahead?
Yes, it is.
John says that he has a sling from you, Chevy.
Oh,
Turlington?
say that again?
John Turlington?
It is a pretty unique last name.
And maybe he uses a different last name on YouTube. But it says he's a great craftsman. I have a sling from him, so it's awesome to see him here.
Okay, it must be, yeah, it must be a different name. I was like, doesn't sound familiar.
Are you able to join a Discord server without a link?
I don't. It's complicated. I think if it's like a public thing, you could, but most are not. Liz, don't feel too bad. I did an oops.
You know what? I still have a competition spirit over here. I'm almost back to the start, and then I can re-race you, and then if I still win, I can just feel really good about myself, or I won't feel so bad if I lose because I had to start over.
I just accidentally skipped over a hole. Let me fully see what I did here.
Sticking up a little bit there. Or is it from a mess?
What?
Love the Chevy movie nights. John says you know him by his Twitch and or Discord name.
All right.
I'm trying to think. I only remember making a sling for one person.
Am I missing a hole?
Well, John, we're on Twitch too. If you want to come over to Twitch, Springfield Leather Co. All one word.
That's good.
Is it just not sitting down all the way?
Because that one should just be the one. I'm in that one.
I'm like off too. What did I do? This is kind of a pain in the butt.
The tongue part looks tricky.
So this goes, the first hole is at the raceway. And
I'm going to snip my
but I don't
thread
have enough.
and I can pull it out easy.
I wonder if it's supposed to
Hang on. Look, I have an example to follow. So I'm on, that was the inside, and I'm on the outside. So
that goes there.
Then
this is what happens when you try to do this live. I did it perfectly yesterday.
It is. It's every time. It's what happens.
Bam. Chevy. BAMIN.
Oh, BAM.
Yeah.
Yes, I do know BAM.
Tangled Up says you're just out of practice of stream.
I know. I'll have you know. Yesterday, I was adjusting all of my stream stuff. I still had Christmas stuff on, but we got that taken off and have it ready to stream again. Okay, let me see
Seems
what
like
I'm
that's
at.
one. Chevy, we got an issue.
I feel like I'm a hole short, but let me just... So when you get to the other side of the tongue, is there, on that side, do you not go through both the tongue and the shoe? Or like the tongue and the back of the shoe? Because I'm out of holes here. And then this one...
Tony, can you make your screen big? I think my problem was I just skipped a hole on accident, so I don't think I have the same problem. But we're problem solving right now.
All right, so this is my last hole in the tongue. I am to my last hole, and I haven't skipped any holes. So, but this is the last one. So I've got the 2 and then the 1. But then this one, this first hole needs to go here.
That first hole needs to go where that intersection is.
Yeah.
So
I feel, I'm out, like, this hole here in the shoe isn't going to match up with a hole either in this panel or in the tongue. Is that correct?
Okay. This is...
And maybe it'll pull together and it'll be fine. I can't really tell.
So the way this goes together, these two pieces like butt up against each other.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of hard to see.
But maybe they don't overlap on the other side, so this side it doesn't overlap like the other side.
It should not overlap on either side. Like on the bottoms, it should just butt up against each other.
So this one also doesn't.
Trying to see. It's hard to see because it's dark.
So so when you go around the toe, when you put the toe in, you're not sewing through both this back and side panel and the toe at all together.
All right. I'm going to try to draw a pictorial diagram. Okay. In my expert artistry, so this is where the transition happens between this hole and this hole.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll be sewing along, you'll get there to that intersection, you'll go down, come back up and complete this bottom row. And what you'll do is have the thread be on the inside. So pretend this is the yellow, this side is the outside of the shoe. then this side is the inside of the shoe. The thread will go through that intersection there to the inside, and then that's when you'll add in and butt up the toe piece.
But you don't put it in that hole. You secure it in the next hole. Is that correct?
You'll go through the back hole on the toe piece, go through the back and into the next hole.
So that's right. But the toe piece does not go where the intersection is.
No, it just
because that's what I did. That's what we did. Right? That's what I did on the other side.
Oh no,
that's okay.
It's all right. Just do what I did and snip your thread, the needle off, so you can just pull it out easy.
Yeah.
And then do it over again. Honestly, I like kind of finding these little mistakes because somebody will probably encounter this and have to work through it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And plus, you just get to watch us run around with our heads cut off.
Hey, RN.
All right, there we go. And all I did when I was sewing, I was going along my bottom row here. I just like misaligned a hole and it skipped. So you just got to pay attention to making sure you're matching the holes up correctly.
We have visitors peeking in the door. Oh, Terry's giving a tour.
We got Luna for that.
Does this come with an instruction book when you get it too?
No.
Perfect.
I think all their instructions are online, right?
Yes. They have a short video. It's like shorter than 10 minutes. That goes through the entire like shoe build. It's a basic shoe build. None of that extra lining or trim.
Yeah, just those single layer things. Right. Yeah.
I mainly just reference it for the construction of the shoe, just so I get my sewing correct.
What a great comment JSP has there. Hi. I have learned what not to do many times while watching the SLC live crew.
It's like anytime someone just is sitting there like, oh my gosh, you do so amazing work. And it's like,
just
you
wait.
Didn't see the behind the scenes.
Just wait.
Seriously, I've been telling the guys in here, like, I've been working on this knife sheath. I have remade a front panel 3 times now. And I hope that it's the last and I can just get it completed this weekend. But it totally happens. Some of them were just stupid mistakes. Some of them were more stupid than others. Okay. Now I am coming out the back and I will go into the next hole. Not overlap.
Ralph, they come in all sizes.
Most
sizes.
They come in a lot of sizes.
They come in a lot of sizes. Many sizes when they're in stock.
I had somebody ask me for like a size 13.
Ooh.
I was like, that's going to be a tough ask.
Yeah.
I don't think they go up that big.
But not lap.
All right. Here we go again.
We saw some vintage Liz this morning on using some basing tape. What video was that?
It's a helpful.
Helpful hints part 1.
How to use a zigzag machine.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't the zigzag machine. It was
So the basting tape.
The basting tape. Hey, Loons, where are you? Luna.
Yes, they don't come in wide sizes, which is unfortunate. Sneaker kit.
Yep.
Please.
Sneakerkit.eu.
Make some wide sizes for us.
Luna. Hey, Abigail, will you hit 1? Camera 1?
Yeah, dog. Come here. Come here.
Do it. Do it. Do it. That's
She's like, I'll lay down. Hey, Looms, come on. Come on.
Do it. Do it.
Luna.
Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah, you can go back to 2.
All right, so I am back corrected.
I think I have one in my car, but
keep
like
going.
something that connects to USB to charge it.
Justin should have it on there. Now you can hide it there. Oh, not sure what we knocked down there, Loons, but we did it.
That would be helpful. Were you using it?
Can you saddle stitch if you would like? So you go around the shoe twice.
Yes, saddle stitching is going to be very tough with this method, pretty much because of the toe.
Yeah.
You'll have to be, reaching in here and trying to find that hole, and doing it twice in a row is like, it's tough. This is a very strong stitch. I don't think it'd come apart.
Not gonna have it come apart.
And they've actually revised these soles, so these are like the new and improved variations, where they used to not have that second row there.
Uh-huh.
So that's just like extra strength in that area that gets a lot of flex.
Yeah, I think on Wednesday somebody was saying something about that these were the new ones.
Yep.
Yeah, Brian, they have instructions on there, and I'm sure that they've tried every different stitch to put them in there.
All right.
We're back to where we were.
Yes. Okay.
It's, the first time you're doing this, it'll be a little bit more complicated, but after, once you get to the second shoe, you'll have it down pretty well. And I would reference the sneaker kit video if you want to see a really good, like, close-up shot on a good camera of what the stitching instructions are for this. If you're confused, because it can be.
That's how I spend my life.
Dazed and confused.
No, just confused.
Once you get to this last kind of stretch, you'll see like the shoes start to take shape. Like when you're trying to fit the leather into the sole, it like doesn't look like it fits, but once you start actually sewing it in, everything just falls into place.
Well, that's what I was like, that first hole that she was doing for the next bottom slot. What'd you call it? The racetrack?
Yeah. Runway.
Runway. That's where I spend most of my time, on the runway.
So Tony, are you happy with your leather choices here?
Well, from on camera, I think I'm happy with it. What do you think in your real life person eye view?
I think you picked wisely. I really like this SB foot leather.
I got some more over there. Maybe we'll have to do it on a live shopping here soon.
That stuff makes some good shoe leather.
Well, it's something with it's sort of crafted for the footwear industry, I believe. If nobody knows about SB Foot, SBFOOT, Google it, you'll find out. Somewhere along the lines of Red Wing, Minnesota. You've ever heard of shoes, footwear that has Red Wing in it? Hey, Wayne from South Carolina.
All right, I'm making my way up to the heel, and I'm really glad this time I skived down the bottom of the heel. So you'll see where that transition happens. It just kind of flows better.
So you skive between the black to the
Just
blue?
Just the black, the bottom of it.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
I see where the two pieces overlap.
So here's the pattern. Well, this is the whole piece. I'll get the trim. So, oops, bumped the table. When you have the trim piece, this is the bottom of the heel.
Uh-huh.
I just skived like the bottom, like 3/4 inch off, and that'll just kind of bridge that exotic trim to the rubber better.
Yeah, I'll have to take pictures of them and I'll tag the sneaker kit Instagram. We'll be Insta famous. Brenda says, "Go, let's go."
I hope you're gonna be taking some nice pictures of these for me.
I bet you I know a way that I can do that.
We might have a couple of cameras here in the building.
Sweet.
Brenda, I hope we start carrying these soon too. That way you can get your leather and your kits all in the same place, along with what thread you might like to use if you don't use the thread that comes in the kit.
And usually, like when I get to the back of the heel here, I'll put the needle through the leather first, and then angle it so it goes through the hole in the rubber.
And then let it pull. Then let the thread pull it down.
Then when I pull it, it'll pull it all together.
Very nice.
And when I get to the heel part, I'll start pushing it down into the base and start working those holes to where they're matching up better. Because that little V cut that you put in the pattern will close up and make that a round surface on the inside.
Chevy, you might want to watch out. She is full bore here right now. She's listening to what you're saying, and I have never seen her sew as fast as she is trying to currently sew. And then you're like, oh, we need to push it down just a little bit as we start to pull the thread, and she sets it down and starts pushing it down and sewing at the same time. Yeah, keep explaining, Chevy. I am overtaking you one hole at a time.
You just keep talking, buddy.
You know what I'm laughing at. What are you laughing at? It's only because we're the same person. I would be doing the same thing.
I want to do a nice job for Tony, so.
I mean, I want mine to look nice also, but I also want to win.
You'll get finished, and then you'll have all these wrinkles and stuff.
didn't know it was a competition. Yeah.
Watch out, buddy.
That's your fault. It's not that you didn't think of the competition. I just know who is losing currently.
It's not a competition if there's no prize, and I haven't heard a prize yet.
What do you want the prize to be? And name your prize.
You're the teacher. It's your competition.
$1 million.
Well, if you would have said doll hairs, I would have had Abigail cut up her Barbie doll.
Oh,
Doll hairs.
1
million doll hairs. Because it's a doll.
That actually might be pretty expensive. How many Barbies do you have to buy for that?
I don't know. Wonder if Barbie puts out how many strands of hair they put in their dolls.
We could find out.
Liz, where are you at?
I'm back at the beginning.
Cool. I am back at the beginning too, pretty much. One more hole. So there is a note, so don't keep going.
Okay.
Since we did like a double stitch at the beginning,
Mm-hmm. Do I need to pull it out?
I
Or
already have one of the stitches filled up.
correct.
So when you get to that back stitch that you did, that last hole,
I have to pull it out, don't
go
I?
through the inside. You'll skip over where that arrow would have been, that first hole,
Okay.
and just go to the next hole. So you'll have like a double overlap there.
So just come out where I need to for the next one.
Yep, just to
To
start
go.
filling in those gaps.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Got it.
Like a long
And
jump.
go.
And
set,
go,
go.
he says. Ready, set, go.
Now it's just a matter of sewing it all together because all the holes line up. You just got to do that second stitch to finish it.
Are you to the raceway meet yet, Chevy?
Nope.
Whoa!
And this is where you can pull your tension to get rid of those wrinkles.
So this is where you really concentrate and get your wrinkles to pull out.
Or just go as fast as you can because we're racing. Listen, I've done a few of these, so like I can kind of be on cruise control now.
Yeah, well, hopefully you set your cruise pretty high.
What does
Tried
that
to
one
watch-
Tom Cruise guy say? I've got the need.
Need for speed.
For speed.
Let's see. Hey, Tony, I tried to watch Wednesday's video on YouTube. What am I doing wrong? This would be a replay, not live. Couldn't find it. Make sure you click on the live tab, Wayne. YouTube has moved stuff around just a little bit, and so you got to click on the live tab now instead of videos. When you order the kit, do they give you the shoe size? You pick your shoe. You pick your size whenever you order.
Just like you were ordering a pair of shoes, you're gonna choose your size.
So this one, as you can see, Liz's is a size 4T. You can't see it because it's not in focus. There you go. 40. So the sole on that one that Nick has, I think, is a 43 is what I told him.
Yep.
I hope that's what I told him.
Yep.
Ralph says a Barbie has 2,000 plus strands of hair. 2,000 plus golden lock strands.
You're gonna need a lot
Plus.
of Barbies.
So, yeah, you'd have to spend a lot of money on Barbies.
Especially if you were getting doll hairs.
$1 million.
How do you feel about 2,000 doll hairs,
Liz, I'll
Chevy?
give you a chance to catch up here. So here's my little trick to getting these, finding the hole on the inside since you can't see. I just take the tip of the needle and poke the top of the leather.
Poke on your leather to start to line it up.
And you kind of see.
Yeah.
And then you just kind of walk it down.
And then so since you went through your runway back and forth, you don't go on it again.
Correct.
Yep, you can just
He's
go
done.
Bypass the landing strip. Runway.
I'm going to be more so holding the shoe now so I can back up a little bit.
My quote is in and paid from SLC Live Shopping. I'm excited to get this yellow tape.
We already filled all the orders that came in. We got them all filled this morning and over to shipping. So those should be going out today.
We'll some more.
The next 20 of you that still have to complete, just get that done so we can get them on out.
I was talking to somebody about like shipping boxes and stuff like that, and how our tape didn't used to be yellow.
It sure didn't. It was just regular.
It was just regular
It was
tape.
just regular tape.
And then when we reordered it, whenever we kind of rebranded and made a color a thing, like the blue and yellow, we're like, oh, we should get some colored tape. So we went with yellow. And then the yellow tape, the hashtag SLC yellow tape, kind of came about because all the customers were like, oh, I got some yellow tape in. I was like, we should make that a thing. And then you guys let us turn it into a... Oh, there you go. There's the original tape back there behind Chevy, the white, that said the SLC. There's also a Tandy box there, too.
Yes. Oh, sorry.
I'm just teasing.
For Pete's sake, Chevy.
Yeah, it was white with blue.
And that's you can call that the original. That was like the original customized tape, but
that was the original custom tape, and then we moved to something different. Then before that, I don't think it was just brown tape.
Yeah, it was just regular. That was the regular tape.
The branded tape came from the business that we do for institutions.
Hey, Tony.
Sir?
Quit distracting me.
Sorry.
I think you're working for Team Liz now.
I do have to sit in a room with her all day.
Well,
and I kind of
I'm
like her.
Making your shoes, man.
Okay.
Yeah, come on, Tony. Jeez.
Can't even root for your own shoe.
Did you miss a spot there, Liz?
Sure didn't.
Are you sure?
Uh-huh.
I'll give you $1 if you just grab the shoe she's selling and run away.
I didn't run away. I grabbed it just a second ago.
A whole $1.
A whole doll hair. Nice distraction. Andrea says she loves the white and green combo.
Yeah, this is a...
I don't know if you were here last time when we talked about it, Andrea. Liz actually picked out the color of her shoes without knowing that she was getting shoes of her own.
Yeah, you people are sneaky. And I was like, why would Tony want white and green shoes?
She didn't question it at all.
I was like, yeah, of course that would look awesome. Duh.
I actually kind of surprised Tony with the idea of making you shoes.
I did, yeah. He surprised me, and I was like, "Oh, dang, that's a great idea! All right." Tangled Up says it's really nice when the delivery person is digging for the box. You can go out there. Oh, it's the one with the yellow tape.
Let me help you out here.
So sneaky.
It's a sneaky, sneaky shoe.
It's a sneaky shoe. So slithery and sneaky.
A sneaky sneaker
Sneaky sneaker.
that sneaks sneakily.
So Liz's shoes are Italian veg is the green, and then white hippo.
That white is bright.
So the white hippo. So I was picking out the green, And I was gonna try to find something and get Liz and I matching shoes, and so Chevy's like, oh well, I already got Liz white soles, and I was like, well, that's gonna be hard to be very matching with Liz since my soles are black. Hey, have a great haircut, Freedom. And so I was like, I was just kind of sitting here one day after Chevy told me that he was gonna do Liz shoes, and I was trying to think. I was like, okay, it's got to be something green. And then I remembered that we had put up some.
We have been Italian this Italian veg.
There's about 5 colors in Italian veg that we didn't make into a regular stock item that Liz and I just kept that we didn't even sell on live shopping. We don't know what we were going to do with it. Oh, it's time for all the sips. Hang on. It's time for you. Jessica got a sip.
But I'm almost done.
Jessica, let's go.
But I'm almost done.
I got to get this camera moved over here for Liz so we can see.
Guys, I have like 4 stitches left.
Like 4 stitches left.
I'm sorry, I have 1.
All the sips.
There's 1 sip.
All the sips.
I guess if I sip, I can sew.
If you sip, you sew.
Hey, cool mom.
Let me get this camera set up.
Oh, you stinking stole it. Wait a minute. Okay, I might have more than. Sorry,
here's that shoe you were working on.
Oops.
Poked you with a needle.
Stab myself.
Go brush my teeth.
Put both kinds of toothpaste on there. She's got her adult toothpaste and her kid toothpaste.
The one that tastes like cookie dough and the one that tastes like mint.
I
Minty
never
cookie
want
dough.
to grow up. Oh, and there's also a hydrate.
I just did that.
No, that was a sip.
Oh my goodness, poor Liz.
She's gonna be well hydrated.
My Twitch chat is coming in clutch.
Boom. All right, do I just tie these in a knot?
Yeah, when you get to the end, just
Chevy, you're not supposed to tell her how to finish it yet until you get there.
actually, yeah, there's one more step that you need to do before.
It's too late.
I'm coming around the bend here.
So this leather that we had been hoarding over there by ourselves, I pulled that out and I was like, man, Liz comes in. I was like, that'd make a pretty good shoe, don't you think? She's like, oh yeah, that'd be good. I was like, I just need to.
Would.
Oh no, I didn't. I sent you a picture of it, and I was like, would you be jealous if I got green shoes? And you're like, yeah, kind of. I was like, perfect.
Probably.
Like, but I need something to go white with it because it's gonna be white soles.
Your camera's a little high.
Well, because you were sewing up there.
Liz, what do you call a cat that needs hearing aids?
I actually, when I got your soles, Liz, we were talking, it somehow got brought up on a live shopping video that I was going to be making shoes for Tony.
Mm-hmm.
And you were a little jelly. And you blurted out your shoe size. And I was like, write that down.
And then you got them in and you started questioning yourself.
Ordered before I even told Tony about it.
Aww.
And then you got to questioning whether or not you got the right shoe size. And you're like, can you
then just blurt out something random?
Right? And then you got nervous and you're like, hey, can you ask Chris? So I did, and he's like, I don't know. And I was like, okay, well, we'll give this a shot. So then we started talking about, I started a conversation about shoes here in the room. And I was like, well, everything else is pretty much the same. Like, we're the same belt size. Are we even the same shoe size? I was like, here, pull off your shoe and tell me what size it is. And I was like, do you ever look at the other sizes of, like, what the shoes are? I was like, what's your other numbers? So she gave me her other numbers, and there you have it.
Well, once you've made a belt for somebody that was the wrong size,
yeah,
you live in forever fear.
Yeah.
Deaf.
All right, I'm done.
Bird.
Def leopard? A def leopard.
So do I just tie it in a knot?
Yep, I just tie a couple knots.
Okay.
In the sneaker kit video, they don't even tie it.
Just leave it.
Yeah.
Jessica, did you do the? Oh no,
I'm a
Susan's
little bit
not
more
asleep.
safe than that.
Susan did the Luna treat. She's asleep over there. Luna.
Oops. So I'll give it a little double knot here. Clip it, burn it, Bada bing, bada boom.
Luna, good girl.
There she is.
Luna.
There she is. Come on.
Go get a treat. Go get a treat.
Hey, sweetie. Come here. Come here.
Can you hit one? Abigail, can you hit one?
Come here.
Okay. Can you hit one?
Come here. Luna, do it.
All right.
Do it. Do it.
There is Le Shoe.
You see?
Here. Do it. Do it.
Now,
Do it.
you would be excited. Like, let's lace these bad boys up and get rolling. But there's one more thing to do.
Good girl.
Well, we got to do the little whip stitchy, right?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there's
Perfect.
these two. There's these
Yeah.
two little holes you'll see left on the tongue and the toe
Mhm.
area. And then there's that one lone hole.
Yep.
That's should match up with the toe on the hole on the toe. And you just do a single stitch there, and that will hold that front down.
Shiv even cut my purple thread in half.
Yep. I pre-portioned your thread, so don't mess.
Don't mess up.
This I will do the same way like I did. You don't need to do 2 needles like a saddle stitch, as I grab 2 needles by habit.
Are we going to go in from the back, I assume?
So hang on just a second.
Oh, I think I understand. I think I get it.
There's you got to go in one specific way so you can tie it off in the middle. This part like confused the heck out of me when I first tried to do it, because I was like never ending where I wanted to be. Come on, thread. Let's go. There we go. All right. So I just got a normal needle now. So I'm going to start. I'm going to go through the inner hole on the tongue. This one right here.
Ooh, okay.
I lost it. This one.
Okay.
So you'll go in and leave a little bit of a tag to grab onto later. So I like to leave a good, fist length. Then go out the bottom of the other hole and just make a couple loops connecting the 2 pieces together. I usually go 2 loops. And then when you come around for the second loop, instead of going through back into the inside of the shoe, I only go through the main body piece here. I come out there, and then you'll tie the needle or the thread in between where the tongue is and the main body. So you just tighten up your knot there. Pull it tight and tie a couple good knots. So then it'll be hidden. I got kind of lucky with this leather because I wanted to clean it up at the end. I had some silver pen and some scuffs from getting and I was able to use some of this leather dressing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of just basically a waxy stuff. I was able to use it on this leather, and it didn't really darken it or do anything weird to it. So that was good. Be very careful on this part when you're burning your thread. You don't want to burn. And then you just do it again to the other side.
Especially when you have white.
I really want to get one of those little thread zapper deals.
Yeah, our little soldering gun works good too. Is basically.
Yeah, I could. I guess I was thinking I could use.
Oh, you froze again, Nick.
Uh-oh.
Nope. Now you're unfrozen.
Oh, nope. We're good. We're Gucci.
Would it be okay to do an actual saddle stitch at the end instead of tying a knot?
I mean, I tie a knot to end a saddle stitch anyway. I'm not sure what that means.
And I know you tied a. Did you tie a knot in there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I just messed up.
I tie a double knot just to be extra safe. But I mean, doing a saddle stitch on this one single stitch would be just like extra work.
Mm-hmm.
It's just easy to take one needle and go around.
Round and round you go. Where you stop, you should know.
And like on Liz's shoe, I did a different color just to be kind of fancy.
Because she's so regal. It's blue. I mean purple, because purple's regal. What do you think about featuring another crafter on a live like this? How have you guys liked that? Featuring crafters on here. Yay, nay?
You're gonna be like, don't bring this guy back on. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Yay? Says good fork. Brenda likes it. All the yays on Twitch right now. Love the guests. Brenda says you're awesome, Chevy.
Oh,
Eric says yes as well. Yay for sure.
I'm gonna go grab some paper.
Well, Ed Labar will be here in April.
Mm-hmm.
And so the way that it's looking right now, it may be a tough time for people to travel. There's some that are saying that they would like to join, but the travel is hard. So we may try to do, since I have a paid Zoom and I can go forever, we may end up adding a Zoom option. So more to come there.
So we've got everything sewed up, and I just put the insole in. What you want to do is go back and reach in and feel where that transition is between the toe and where that trim piece is.
Can you go to your right just a little bit, Chevy?
Sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry. I forget there's a camera there.
Yeah.
So you'll just fill in there and try to make that, like, push it together so it's butted up against each other so you don't feel it.
Yeah.
And then you're done. You can throw some laces in there. I like to stuff a piece of paper in there.
Who would be, I'm sorry if I missed it, does SLC have the sneaker kits? Not
No.
currently, so
Don't like hold your breath and wait. Like,
they're very hard to stock right now. Makers at Maker Supply, There was a few others that somebody said.
Maker's Candy and the
Chicago Shoe. There was one other one, but I can't. It started with an L, but I can't remember who it was.
I say when you go to the Sneaker Kit website, like they have a couple options depending on what countries you're located in, and the Chicago Shoe is the one that they have on their website for a distributor option.
Yeah, Chicago Shoe School, I believe, is what it is. Would anybody be interested to hear that's in the chat if we opened up Ed Labar to a Zoom meeting class with you joining in? The price would be the same.
All right, we'll make the Zoom one a little bit cheaper because we're providing lunch for the people that are physically here.
Liz, I looked over at your shoe and I was like, wait a minute, did she not like my laces?
What? I love your laces.
It's the green screen. It makes them look blue.
Oh.
I was like, what the world?
How do I keep my lizard leather soft and malleable? Well,
there are some like reptile conditioners.
conditioner cleaners. Yeah, we have one. That's the reptile. Oh, you went through the.
Yeah.
And you go over the top.
You go through the shoe loop twice. You're weird.
Who doesn't go through the shoe loop twice? You do it with both
Everybody
sides.
else in the world.
You only do it with one? You know what, guys? I'm not a lace person. That was never my thing.
I just went through it once with each lace.
Yeah. Just once.
Just
I only went
before
through.
you hit the top loop or the top
Oh, okay.
eyelet.
You did.
Like, I'm not. Yeah, you gotta go through on both sides. Otherwise, it's uneven.
Let's see. Is Zoom only live or is it viewable later? I will end up recording it, and so like I did with the Jim Linnell one, it's recorded, and we put up one of them. We put up the 8 hours for the people that attended. It has not been put into other consumable
No
video.
consumables.
Yeah. But it would be an all-day Zoom, just like the class would be an all-day class, 8 hours. So I think we said what 8:30 to 5, 8:30 to 5. Central time. He's going to be here April
17th through the 21st.
And there's a form to fill out, but right now the form is only if you're attending in person. We'll make a different form for those who join on Zoom. I just got to be able to make sure that it'll work for the Zoom part.
I did it.
Now we have two.
Now we have two. It's the wrong way, but
Here, you stay there. You just stay there. Little kidding it up there on the table.
thank you.
Well, sweet. I'll go and over this and rub some of this on there and clean up some work marks. But yeah, these are finished.
I'm excited. I'm excited to get them.
I mean, we're gonna have the coolest kicks at Springfield Leather.
I know.
I don't know if they're as cool as my Mary Poppins shoes, but they're pretty darn cool.
Okay, Liz, I tried my best. Okay.
No, they're pretty neat.
We're gonna be the
I
coolest.
guess
kids.
I struggle with white. I love white, but I'm not. I'm gonna have to really work to keep them clean.
Yeah.
That's not my forte in life. I'm not like one of those people that has like perpetual white shoes because they go home and detail them every night. But I'm gonna have to start. Have to start.
Dirty white sneakers in trend right now.
Dirty white sneakers.
Thank you, Chevy.
You're welcome.
I hope everybody. We hit one, Justin.
No,
hope
thank
everybody.
you, Tony. These are only his shoes.
Yeah. Well, I gotta wait till I get them to make sure that I approve of them in person instead of just through camera.
Oh, okay.
No, I appreciate it, Chevy, and I was so excited whenever you said okay with it. I just ran with it, and I was like, let's get this guy some leather before he has a chance to say no.
You agreed to our shenanigans.
Listen, I'll be up for a lot of things.
Yeah. I like it. I like doing something with other crafters, and it's a better way for us to help somebody else. And who knows what's going to be able to watch it? Who's going to see it on YouTube?
That's right. I said it gives us a break for having to come up with a plan.
Yeah, we didn't. We got to. You did something this time, but I've sat here for 2 videos now of not doing anything.
Yeah,
Love
I would encourage everybody to try this, even if they don't wear sneakers like this. I'm sure they can find somebody that would take them. But
Yeah, for sure.
It is such a simple project. It looks complicated, but it's not.
When you get done, you're like, I made this shoe. And then people are like, have you ever made a shoe? And you're like, yep, I did.
I still look at this and it's like, holy cow, I did that.
Yeah, I was able to make that.
Yeah, these are stinking awesome. So I think that's all she wrote.
Next guest worker should be a guy who makes leather chess sets. I have feelers out. I have feelers out for one, so there might be another one in the works, and it's a guy that has done some just silly Instagram reels that have involved getting the orders that he has, and we messed something up on one of his orders, and so Abigail sent him one. She's like, can you take some pictures and make sure we got it right? And the pictures that he sent back of how we got the order right was just silly. He's like looking down a tube of leather, and then it just silliness. So it's Chevy on Facebook, and that's only when we did live shopping on there, and he needed some leather that we had. That was about it.
Yeah, I have my social media for the leather stuff on there, but I don't add anything to it anymore.
Yeah.
I just pretty much add everything to Instagram and share my stuff all around Discord wherever I'm at.
Mm-hmm. So Kindvall Customs.
Yep.
You show us a logo there so we know how to spell it.
I'll show you one of my fancy stickers here.
Look at that.
So there you go. KINDVALL Customs. Check them out on Instagram. Also on Twitch, Chevy Guy 22. You can find his Twitch on there. Discord is the same. You can find him on our Discord. He's helping out in the tips and tricks and kind of everything else there. He's a wealth of information to help you guys out if you have questions. If he doesn't know it, he'll find somebody that does. There's the leather or the craftsman guild on there of a bunch of other crafters in different apparatuses. Or what would they, not apparatuses, what's different mediums of art.
Yeah.
Leather, glass, metal.
Woodworkers, there's fiber artists, there's people that do resin, metal workers, all kinds of stuff.
Next week, what are we doing, Liz?
All right, next week we have Kevin will be in the house. He will be doing an inverted leather carving demonstration. So he's got an old rose pattern. He has an old rose pattern that he picked out. For those of you, I think somebody was asking about rose tooling the other day. So he will be doing an inverted rose carving on Wednesday. And then on Friday of next week, we have some pieces from Slick Bald leather that he is building a leather tanning drum for Herman Oak, which is kind of cool. And so we'll have a whole bunch of people here in-house that are tooling those panels for Chris Andre to put together for this really cool leather drum. So Denny's already done a couple. Kevin will be in here, plus a whole bunch of people from our shop and R&D that enjoy tooling will be in to decorate some panels for this leather tanning drum. So it'll be a leather drum for leather. I don't know. It's cool.
Like a display piece.
Yeah. It's just a fun piece. So that will be next week. So everybody come on in on Wednesday. I'm always excited to have Kevin in here to do some tooling. So it'll be a fun week.
You want to jibber jabber more? Jump over to Twitch for the after party.
Have a good afternoon, guys, and I hope everybody has a great weekend. We'll see you later.
Thanks, Nick. Bye.
Thank
Bye,
you, Nick.
guys.